Everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, it is the beginning of a new month, which means we are jumping into my favorites and flops for the month of April. I honestly don't have too many here, but there are some that are significant enough that I need to share some big hits and some horrible misses. I mean, there's only one real miss here, but we will get into that shortly. If you want to see some of my favorites and flops for last month, make sure to keep on watching. And please don't forget to subscribe because I do upload 3 times a week, and that's going to be the best way to stay up to date on all the fun stuff I'm posting. So if you want to see the best of from April, stay tuned. Okay, now I do want to preface this with, I have not been wearing a lot of makeup, but when I have, I've been wearing basically the same like 6 things. So I'm going to take you guys through that. So I'm going to start with 2 products that are on paper similar, but totally different, and I do need both. The first is from Beauty For Real. This is the Skin Revival Organic Hydrate and Glow Oil. This is a blend of like 9 different oils and extracts: vanilla, tangerine, clementine, bergamot, marula, date, etc. It smells delicious. I'm going to take a tiny bit on the back of my hand for this. And it is great for prepping the skin and adding some glow, especially if you're a little more on the dry side. However, what I love it for is a few things. First, super hydrating. So for me, I have oily skin, but adding a little bit of oil underneath my base or at the very end of my skincare routine will help to lock some of that hydration in. Plus, I find that this is a great way to help break down makeup as well. So I'll add a couple drops of this into my cleanser, and it will like reinvigorate my skin without stripping it while I'm cleaning my face at the end of the day. The product that's similar, but honestly very different, you do need them both. This is from Wander Beauty. It's the Glow Ahead Illuminating Face Oil. I got this in a BoxyCharm a long time ago, and I'm finally like really re-falling in love with it again. This is a little bit of a thicker consistency, whereas the other one is more of a true oil. It has almost like a pink tint to it. I don't treat this as skincare. I treat this more as an under foundation or under makeup base product. This is something that really adds hydration. It gives you a little bit of a tacky finish, so it's a beautiful primer. All skin types. I will say that these are 2 of the few oils I have found that even with oily skin work really well for my complexion. The next product is something that, honestly, this is always a favorite of mine, and I don't mention it in every favorites video, but I promise you, I use it every single day. This is the Grande Lash MD Lash Enhancing Serum. I've been talking about this on my channel for the better part of 2 years. I use it every single day. My lashes, I mean, right now I have falsies on, so you really can't tell, but my lashes used to be stubby and, honestly, for lack of a better word, pathetic. They did not exist. 2 years in, I swear by this because my lashes just keep growing to the point where now when I put on mascara, there are people who are like, those are your natural lashes? And I'm like, well, yeah, I had help, but they are naturally my lashes. Again, not the ones I have on today. These are falsies. But typically, when I have no mascara on, that is what I attribute my beautiful lashes to. The next product is actually the lip I'm wearing today. I have re-fallen in love with the ALAMAR Cosmetics Coqueta Gloss. It is, I mean, from the container, it looks like it's going to be like poop brown, but you'll see the gradient on the bottom. It's actually like a soft pink, like a chocolatey pink. And when I wear it, especially layered over like a rosy liner like I have today, I think it's like the perfect neutral nude, but it's still like I have something on. Because you guys know, when I go in with a nude, it's usually in the like this family, like a mauve-y neutral nude, something that's a little more of like a peachy pink. This is a little bit more brown than I normally go, which still classified as a nude, but on me it's a little bit more zhuzh. Whereas I tend to go with these super safe, super, for lack of a better word, like boring lips. I love them. I think they're beautiful. But every now and then you gotta mix it up with something different, and this is one of my like push your comfort zone kind of lippies. Next item is the only other item I'm going to talk about, or the only one I'm not wearing today. Otherwise, I have everything else on. This is from Buxom. This is the Wanderlust blush in the shade is Wanderlust, I'm sorry. The primer infused blush in Wanderlust. I feel like I talk about this like every other month because I fall in love with it, I stop using it, I fall back in love with it. You need such a tiny amount. Like I touch my brush in once, and sorry, I felt like I didn't have enough blush on today, but tiny bit goes such a long way, and it just adds this beautiful sheen to the skin. And especially if you are of my complexion, even if you're a little lighter or a little darker, You just might want to add more or less appropriately. But it just adds this beautiful flush of rosiness to the cheeks. If you feel like you went overboard, you can always blend it out. But this is one of the few blushes that I find I can put it on at 9 in the morning, and by the time 9 at night rolls around, my blush hasn't gone away. Blush is the first thing to disappear from my skin, so finding one like this that is super beautiful, looks nice and glowy, and so long lasting is like a godsend. I have come to a new brow product. It's actually not new. I've been talking about it on my channel for a couple months now, but it's gotten to the point where I don't use anything else. This is the Benefit Brow Styler. It is the 2-in-1. So I start by going in with the pencil and kind of pulling it through my brows. I'll grab a spoolie. Of course, now that I'm talking about it, my spoolie is nowhere to be found. There it is. I will grab a spoolie and brush it out, reline, just to give myself that shape. And then in the bottom, there is a brow powder, which I'll then take and pull through just to kind of darken and fill in any sparse areas. And I did just put a lot right here, just so I can show you how simple it is. If you do add too much of the powder, just grab your spoolie, pull it through, and it will soften it. So it's not as intimidating as going in with like a brow wiz, or like a dip brow, or like a pomade. Because with a pomade, you just start smearing it everywhere. With something like this, you put it in, you pull it through, and it's easy. And I actually think I did accidentally drop a little down, but go over it with your finger a few times, and perfectly clean. The next item is actually the base I'm wearing today. It is the, I'm going to call it a foundation, but it's actually a tinted moisturizer. This is the MVP Perfect and Protect from Beauty for Real. I think I'm in love. I used this in the shade Fair 1 a couple months ago, and I've been in Florida for like 6 months now. So I have actually deepened into the shade Medium 1. I'm wearing it all over my base today. It also, and this is like my favorite part about it, you have your tinted moisturizer, and then in the cap, you have a full coverage concealer. I use this in an eye base all the time. I mentioned in a previous video, I'm trying to like get away from cruelty-based products, non-cruelty free. That does not mean I'm like throwing my paint pot in the garbage from MAC. I will be finishing it. But when it's done, I'll be exclusively switching over to this because it is vegan, cruelty free, and all that fun stuff. That being said, it is super lightweight, primer infused, it has SPF, and it's super like, the colors are super forgiving. So I'm going to just show you on my hand for a second. Looks like it's going to be a little too dark, but once I blend it in over the surface, it just blends into the most beautiful color. So it doesn't end up too dark. It wears really beautifully, super lightweight, and like I've had it on for a few hours now, and it looks just as good as it did when I first put it on. It is hydrating, it is skincare infused. Honestly, I'm just really into these super lightweight multitasker products lately, and this one is by far the best. And the last item is something I'm actually refalling in love with. There are two, well, technically three, but you'll see why I'm saying two bronzers that I've recently jumped back into. The first is the Maybelline City Bronzer. This is in the shade 100. This has become like my new favorite contour shade. I don't know what it is about it. It used to have a little too much warmth, but on my current complexion, now that I'm a little bit deeper, I know you guys really can't tell, but I'm a little bit deeper, I promise. Now that I'm a little bit deeper, this has turned into like the perfect contour shade. Not too warm, not too cool, but it really just sculpts. And then for bronzing, I'm saying one, but it's really two. I re-pulled out my Marc Jacobs bronzers because I haven't used them in a hot minute. I've been using Tantastic for years because it's the more cool-toned one. It's a little bit lighter. But I've actually recently found that now, at my current complexion, I like this one just a little bit more, which was not the case for a very long time. I swore by the white one, but the darker one, this is Tantric. Tantric? Yes, this is Tantric. Oh my god, it is beautiful. Like, I still mix between the two. I go back and forth. I don't think I could, you know, go back to having just one of them. But now that I've rediscovered them, oh my god, I am in love. And naturally, there's gotta be some fails in the video, and I have one that, honestly, it's the only one. I did just film an unboxing for the Slay Glam box. I don't know if that's going up now, or that went up already, or that's my next video. Most of the box was a hit. However, these lipsticks, oh my god, no. These are the Okalon Velvet Matte Liquid and Matte Lipsticks. I normally don't include a flop in a video where I've literally used it, but I filmed this unboxing today. these are not it. First off, the color is the most vibrant, like almost neon pink. On camera, it looks a little more mauvey and a little more muted. I promise it is neon pink. And, unfortunately, two of the exact same basic color in two different formulas. It's not even like one's a little lighter or it's a gloss. The matte liquid lipstick, which does come in a really cute wine bottle, I will give it that credit, does not dry down all the way, does not give full opacity, so it has like streakiness. And the matte lipstick, like the cream, is definitely a better formula, but that color right here, it's this one, that looks so freaking pink. Like, that's just not a vibe. It's not my color, and most importantly, and this is like the thing that I think becomes the biggest issue with both of them, is that they just don't wear super well. They don't dry down to the point where I would really call them a matte. They just aren't really for me. If you like colors like this, maybe you'll like it, but I definitely do not. Anyway, I do hate to end on a negative note, so I'm going to shout out one more product. I recently did an unboxing of, and I'm going to link it up here, the Bella Skin Box, which is a whole subscription box about skincare. In that box was the Me Time Botanicals Sweet Kiss Pomegranate Citrus Mint Lip Treatment. Ever since I filmed that video, which was about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, this does not leave my vanity. Every time I walk by, I apply it. It's lightly plumping and tingling, super like nourishing, hydrating, little bit of shine, absolutely beautiful. So this is definitely a win for me as well. I will link that unboxing as well, so if you do want to get some info on that product a little bit more, or another unboxing, because you can never do too many like subscription boxes, I will link that above. Anyway, that has been my favorites and flops for the month of April. I know it's already May, but I try to upload it at the end of the month. This month it got away from me, so it's actually going up early May instead of late April, but whatever, you get the drill. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave me some love down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!